guys. Well, I guess I wanted to share it here since I shared it on YouTube and Instagram. And I think that YouTube one went way better because it was my second time doing it. Instagram was just kind of hectic and chaotic with my energies. And then I know that a third time of repeating this will actually ingrain within me because I totally stilled myself the first time of reading it. Like, my energies were hella chaotic and I was just flipping out and I didn't know what to do. All I knew is I was wanting to do this, and I knew if I didn't do it then, it wouldn't happen. So I wanted to break down the verses of Mark 4:35 through 41. Okay, so this is whenever Jesus calmed the storm. So I want y'all to bear with me and consider what actually is going on, either symbolically, whether it's symbolic or actual legitimate storms. Because I even researched it too in the Torah and the Quran, every sort of creation book. It actually states that Quran, I believe creation came out of a thought, but the Torah said that in the beginning, there was God and God created the heavens and the earth with speaking. So that's the power of the book of words. I want y'all to sit with me on this though. Mark 4:35. That day when everything came, he said to his disciples, "Let us go over to the other side." Or when evening, Jesus. So for Mark 4:35, that day when evening came, he said to his disciples, "Let us go to the other side," which could possibly, I'll explain it to you on the writing. Let's go to the other side, which could be, I would say, evening came means they've already done a day's worth of work. They're obviously getting exhausted. They're probably not so far in alignment, not so focused on their alignment as we usually are whenever we first wake up, kind of thing. We're not ready and gung-ho. They were tired and they've been working all day is what I'm going to assume. And this was Jesus talking to his disciples. So let us go to the other side could be, either he was getting, or I'll just keep going. So verse 36 is leaving the crowd behind might be the reason why he wanted to go to the other side, because the crowd could have been too much for him, or the crowd, he could have noticed that the crowd was bearing in on the energies of other people were not really misaligning the others. They were sinking into the other people, his disciples and stuff like that. So I know that whenever we're around a lot of other people, the other people's energies actually do affect us, whether we like to say it or not. Which is also why I say the declaration on non-consent a lot, because I just wiping my slate clean of other people's energies and all responsibilities for any of that, because none of my intents will be to harm anybody, and therefore my intents will actually be impressed to not hurt anybody, and their energies cannot hurt me as well. So, and leaving the crowd behind, they took him, means Jesus trusted them to take him. He went with them instead of he wanted to. I think that what this was him actually wanting to give them a chance to show what they have learned through all their experience with Jesus is a thing, and how exciting that's got to be. To be yo, you can have this. We're going to give you the benefit of a doubt. You're going to do it right. You're going to do it correct. You're going to do great. And then leaving the crowd, they took him along just as he was, and we know he was in perfect alignment at all times with Christ the Father, the Creator, and that is who he is and has always been. In the boat, there were also other boats with him, means that Jesus being in alignment has always, if you're in alignment, you got other options. You always got options. You got ways out. You can be on a luxury yacht, you can be on a regular yacht, you can be on a sailboat. There's no telling. This is kind of really cool whenever I start breaking it down. My YouTube explains it thoroughly. I'm not sure if I'll be able to write enough on here to do this, but my YouTube at AW38SAM exclamation mark. Y'all check it out. Verse 37, a furious squall came up where the waves broke over the boat, so that it was nearly swamped. That tells me, if this was symbolism, their emotions were getting ahead of them. They were getting scared because anger or wrath or whatever the emotion was that they had, fear, was getting ahead of them, and they weren't able to control it. So what they do? And the waves broke over the boat so that it nearly swamped. Verse 38, Jesus was in the stern, means the whole of the ship, the control center of the ship too, which is beautiful, I just realized. He was asleep. It means he was still in alignment, and he knew that whatever happens for God's benefit, as all things do. Everything happens for everyone's, all things work together for the good of those that love the Lord and are called according to his will and purposes. And Jesus was resting with that. And I could just imagine maybe on like a red velvet pillow with golden tassels and stuff. And they woke him up. Then the disciples woke him up and said to him, "Teacher, why don't you care if we drown?" Like, Jesus is going to let himself drown. Really, guys? Come on. And see, it wasn't that they were thinking of this. They were because they were out of alignment in their state of fear. But I mean, Jesus was okay with that, and there's nothing wrong with it, because we as humans do have these instances, and that's what this message is meant for. To remind us, to bring us back to center. Remind us of who we are, and remind us of who Jesus is within us. Nothing can touch us, no matter how bad it hurts, how bad things look. But using the vocal cords. Check this out. He got up. Means he went straight into alignment. He gave them an exhibit of alignment. And rebuked the wind and said to the waves, "Quiet, be still." Then the wind died down and became quiet. The storm stopped basically immediately. And this is really good news, because I actually went through the Torah and I went through the Quran and like the creation stories, that if things are created from us speaking, and if God gave us the power of what he has within him, if we're aligned with God at all times, then check out what we can do, guys. That's what this tells me, no matter what storms are going on through our life. Because I was really freaking out about my pain recently even, and what I did with my pain, I was like, "Look, pain, you need to be quiet. You are not over me. I'm doing something else right now. I am with God. Who are you to try and join up in my body, because you are not allowed?" Anyway, and then he said to his disciples, "Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?" And if they had him on their boat, that's what he was trying to get at, because really, I mean, you're going to have me on your boat and then still not understand who I am, and like, you've seen all these things with me. And then verse 41 says, they were terrified and asked each other, "Who is this?" Like, you didn't know. He was on your boat. Come on, guys. Even the winds and waves obey him. But this tells me that if we are in Christ, and Christ is within us, and we are adopted by Christ, because Mark was he was a Gentile. He was one who was adopted just like us, or at least I'm not really, well, I guess I am Jewish, but like long lost Jew, the 13th sect of them. Since we are Gentiles, we have to be adopted, and that's the thing, that's the beauty of it, because we as Gentiles still have this exact same power as creators, as God made man within his image. He made me within his image, and he gave me the vocal cords to create forth peace and abundance and prosperity. And though things like may look really, really bad, or may feel really bad, it doesn't matter, because feelings aren't what's real. Reality is what's real. And we, with our vocal cords, can't control reality, just as Jesus did with his saying, "Hey, Storm, you need to shut up. Who do you think you are, Storm? Trying to scare these people. This is my homies." Like, "What up, Storm? Stip." But I find that so enlightening and heartfelt, and just, it's so beautiful once you actually think about, like, we have this power. Why are we not doing this on a daily basis? Why are we? Come on, guys. Like, once we all step into alignment, when three or more, or two or more are gathered in my name, oh hell, like, let's go. We can do this as a group, and we are all cut from the same cloth that Jesus was, that every human being is. It doesn't matter. There is no race. There's no such thing. Even human race, we are all God's creatures. We're all a part of him. The collective is a part of him, and the collective has this power within themselves. No matter who they are, no matter what they've done, we are all have these vocal cords. We can all create, even without the vocal cords, because the Quran, I think the Quran talks about how creation came of thought. We all have thought power too. Shift your focus. Focus on that which is good, right, pure, and true, and holy, and just these little baby steps is all it takes. And I promise you guys, things are getting better, no matter how chaotic the energies may feel right now. Because I know they felt really, really chaotic for me before I started. This is the third time I've said this too. They felt very chaotic for me too. We're all in the same boat. Let's go, guys. Teammates, team forever. Let's fight this battle. Or not really fight this. There's nothing to fight. Because the sea, it just became still. Because the sea is being.